Kevin, I saw that you submitted a new version of your essay to all three Dropboxes: the introduction, the draft body paragraphs, and the final version of essay one. I went to this Dropbox, the draft introduction, because I want to show you some comments on the old submissions. So I just want to start by reminding you that if you look on the prompt, you'll see really detailed instructions, including a template for a thesis statement, which which you need to have at the end of your introduction. So it'll be something like in 5 years, I plan to have a successful YouTube channel and establish my career as a software or developer or something like that, right? So this is a sentence you can actually use to plug in the pieces of your thesis. I see that you rearranged your introduction so that your hook, your story is first, and then you go into your definition of happiness, which is good. Your definition of happiness goes all the way to the end. Let's see, to the end of this paragraph here, and so that means that you're missing the third element of your introduction, which is your thesis. There should be a thesis here, looking like that template that I just showed you. And in fact, if you look back at your your second submission to this Dropbox, you'll see that I suggested a thesis for you. In the next 2 years, I plan to have a successful YouTube channel that helps me to pay the bills. And by 2027, I hope to be working as an animator for a major company. I think you switched your second goal to something about weightlifting, but I just wanted to remind you that I gave you I actually gave you a sentence you can work with to be your thesis. Okay, so now I'm going to go back. And then now, but this is, so you're missing a thesis, but what's more important is that your body paragraphs should be a description of your best future. So if you go back to the prompt and read it carefully, which you do need to do, you should highlight it and read it really carefully and highlight it. I say, right here, I say, I want you to choose 2 areas of your life to write about. You will then describe your vision of the future in vivid detail. So, and then if you read down here, this is the section here on body paragraphs, and it says, the paragraph will then describe your vision in detail. So that's what you should be doing, but that's not what you do here. Instead, you talk about what inspired you to do animation. You talk about how right now you have your own channel, and you describe your channel. Wow, 2,000 subscribers. That's awesome. And then you do a little bit. You say, I visualize having a lot of subscribers. So right here, you start to do what you're supposed to do in this paragraph. That's where you start. And I'm going to go over back to announcements, because if you click on announcements and count back to the 5th one back, here's a model body paragraph. And I'm sure I've shown this to you, but right, she uses that kind of language. I can visualize, I imagine, I envision. So your whole, the middle of your body paragraph should all be you envisioning your future. Instead, you tell me what inspired you, you tell me how it used to be, you tell me how it is now. I want this whole paragraph to be about your future, how you imagine your future. And same with this paragraph too. I'd like you to start with a really clear topic sentence. Like, what's the goal? Let's see if I can see what the goal is. I hope someday I get the opportunity to compete at a okay. Because right now, okay, so I hope someday I get the opportunity to compete at a natural powerlifting competition. That's your topic sentence. That should be at the very top. And then the most of this paragraph should be you envisioning yourself at that natural powerlifting competition, what it's going to be like, what you will see, who you'll talk to, what you will do. Your paragraph should be a description of the future once you've achieved your goal. So you still have some work to do, but I'll send this to you now so you can get going.